everybody, Car Biker here. Just been pulled over at the side of the road. I just pulled over at the side of the road. It's a different story, isn't it? To check my camera, because my camera had all locked up and wouldn't turn on. I thought I was in for an expensive week buying a new one. I've just been on an expensive week. I bought a new chain for the bike. I've finally given up on looking for that noise. I assume it has to be the chain now. It doesn't seem like it could be anything else. I bought a dial gauge, which is pretty cool, just to check that nothing like a disc out of alignment or wheel out of alignment, something like that. And I also reinsured the bike, which is always an expensive affair, though this year not too bad. Though it was a rigmarole, and I have a feeling I might have spent almost as much on telephone calls as I spent on the insurance itself. And it led me to a question. It's my question to you today, and I'll ask you the question and I'll explain why I'm asking it. Some people might guess. My question is, what is a garage? And the reason I ask is I got my renewal quote through. Now strap in, this could be long. I got my renewal quote through from my existing insurer, and I've been with them. These electric scooters and no helmet doesn't seem like a good plan. I've been with the same insurer for a couple of years because they've been alright, and it's been nice and easy with the accident still hanging over me, because it's hard to answer a lot of the questions. Well, two particular questions. One being, was it your fault? Which has yet to be decided. 2.5 years on from the accident, they're still arguing fault. And then the second one is, what was the cost of the accident? And I don't know, because it hasn't been decided yet, because they haven't even worked out how much it's all cost. Never mind whose fault it was. 2.5 years, 30 months of faffing about. And I'm just about to start with a new solicitor, which I think is the 6th solicitor, because I keep getting passed from one to the next. Never have an insurance claim. All these riders who look like they're going out looking for an accident just so they can make a video, it's not worth it. The hassle of an insurance claim is not worth it. Anyway, I digress. So I came to renew, and I got my renewal quote through, and on the face of it, the price was okay. So to renew this thing, fully comprehensive, for another year, they said about £145, which I thought, that's quite reasonable. It's less than my car. My car used to be less than my bike. The car used to be about £100, but after the accident, it doubled. And for some reason, the bike insurance came down. Worked that one out. So my bike, which is basically a missile on 2 wheels, is now cheaper to insure than my 1.2 litre 3-cylinder 59 horsepower car. Anyway, once again on the digression journey I go. So I thought I'll do a comparison. Never take the first quote. Get your ducks in a row. Do a comparison online. Find out what you can get. So I did a comparison online, and I got against my least favourite questions of whose fault was the accident, and you have to put yours. I don't accept that it was my fault, but I have to say it is on the insurance, because if it's undecided, they say you have to put yours. Bit annoying. And then it says how much was the cost, and I said I don't know. So it says if you don't know, don't put anything in here. So I don't put anything in there, and it goes away and gets my quotes, and it comes back, and the best one is 120 quid. And I think, well, 120 quid, 121 quid. That's not too bad either. It's 25 quid cheaper. Is it worth the hassle of ringing them up and going through all the stuff, because they'll ask me all the questions again and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. I thought, I'll give the people I was with for the last 2 years an opportunity. I'll ring them up and I'll say, can you match it, or at least try and get close? So I rang them up, and they said, let me go through it again. I'll have to ask you all the questions again. So 10 minutes later, I've gone through every question nearly, and they say to me, where do you keep your bike overnight? And your options are on the road, on a driveway, in an outbuilding, or in a garage. So I say it's in a garage, and they say, can we just check that it has to be brick, block, or concrete built? Yep. And it has to be something else. Right? Yep. It's got to be just for store, designed for storing a vehicle. Yep, it is. Yep. And I said, well, it's brick and block because it's got a cavity wall. So the inside wall is block, the outside wall is brick because it's part of my house. An integral garage. You can't actually get into the garage from inside the house. You have to go out of the house and in through the up and over door. But yeah, it's part of the house. To which their response was, that's not our policy. That doesn't count as a garage. And they were saying that it didn't count as a garage because it's attached. And if there was a small gap between the house and the garage, then it would be a garage. The exact same building. But because it's part of the house, which I think makes it more secure because it's covered by our burglar alarm. Got sensors for the burglar alarm in the garage, which was easy to do because it's all one building. But anyway, no, it's not that. I'll have to put it down as an outbuilding. Because it isn't an outbuilding, because an outbuilding's a separate building to my house. So I was a bit wary. Anyway, got to the end of the questions, and they said, right, we've calculated the quote. It's £147. It's gone up by £2. I rang to try and get it cheaper, not more expensive. They said, well, would you like to take it out? Not right now, I'll get back to you. Anyway, I kind of carried on looking around. I tried to get in contact with the insurer that I'd seen at £121, but they were closed for telephone calls and online chats and all that kind of thing, so I couldn't. The following day I thought maybe this was a language barrier. I called them quite late on a night, and I got to somebody in the Far East, I think. Maybe it's a language barrier thing, so I'll try again. So I rang up again on my lunch break. And again they said, well, I explained the situation. I explained what happened on the previous call. They went, well, we'll have to go through the questions again. So 20 minutes more of questioning. And again got to the garage question. And they said, yeah, that's not a garage. So I said, have you got the internet where you are? Can you get on the internet? Said, yes, we can. So okay, well, you know my address, but here's my address. Just look it up on Google Maps. Click on the little yellow fella, go to Google Earth, look at my house. And he gets there and he looks at it, and I said, what's that? What's that big blue door? It was blue on the picture, it's not blue anymore. He said, well, that's your garage. I went, Because yeah, but it's not our policy. Computer says no. So I gave up again, and I rang the other insurer, and of course they said, well, because what I did with the other insurer, when I got through the whole quote thing, it came up as you've had an accident, it was your fault, and the total value of your accident, it said, was zero. So I was a bit wary about that. If it said undisclosed, I'd have been happy and I'd have paid there and then my £121. But it said zero, and I thought, well, that's not true. I don't know what it is, but it's definitely not going to be zero. So I rang them up. I went through the 20 questions routine, got to the end of it, made sure I was happy that I'd given all the truthful answers because I don't want to give them any opportunity if I were to have an accident or get the bike stolen. And he said, I'll conjure you up a quote, and he conjured up the quote, and it was exactly what they quoted on the web, £121. And he says, right, would you like to buy it? I went, oh yes, please. And he said, oh, my system's crashed. And I went on hold for a bit, and then he came back up. He goes, right, I'm back up again. He goes, oh, my system's crashed again. It's crashing when I add the IAM certificate. I said, well, does it make a difference? Because yeah, it's 12.5% discount for having the advanced motorcycling thing. So without that, it's like 130 something. I went, right, okay. So it'd be good to have that on. He goes, well, I'll put a note on and I'll give you a discount. So it won't say that, it'll say on the, have you got an advanced driving qualification? It'll say no. But I'll put a note on the file to say that that's wrong, so that it's been disclosed and your details are there, which is good, so my insurance will remain valid. And I'll just give you a discount And he says, I can't give you exactly the same discount the IAM certificate would have given you. So I've had to round it to a different value. £119. Bargain. So I finally got to the end of that. So my expensive week turned out not as expensive as I thought, but did leave me with that weird nagging doubt about the garage. Is my garage not a garage? Is it some kind of portal? Is it like the TARDIS? I mean, it's a modern garage, so it's smaller on the inside than you would expect. There's them bumps again that nearly sent Mrs. C off the bike. So yeah, very strange. Anybody else come across that? Or anything weirder than that whilst trying to get bike insurance? I've had car and bike insurance every year since I moved into this house about, 18 years ago, and every year it's been a garage, except this year something's happened to it, and I don't know what. What do you reckon? Let me know in them there comments. Thanks for watching, everyone. Thanks for listening to my drivel. And ride safe, and I'll talk to you all again soon.